Hello, my name is Johnny. Welcome to another World War II 172 video. Today we're going to take a look at the Sturmgeschutz III and Sturmgeschutz IV and compare them and see how it's easy to differentiate them in a quick glance. If you'd like, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, like, reply, and share. Got a nice building here for scale and some soldiers. See about the height of the vehicle. I believe it's a little bit over 6 feet tall, so it's nice and low. This one has the commander. We'll look at each one and then we'll compare them. This one is a Dragon brand, and this one is Forces of Valor. This one's a little die cast in metal, and this one is die cast in metal a bit. Let's take a look here. Of course, you can see the 3 wheels. That's the giveaway that this is the Sturmgeschutz III, the Stug III. And the look on the back. It's the other side. And he's got his machine gun. There's the bottom. There's the brand, Unimax Forces of Valor. This one came out in 2012. And of course the bottom of the Dragons, they never put anything on there. This one has a nice camouflage, and this one also has some of the late war features. Instead of having the standard stocky mantlet, this is what they usually call a Saukoff mantlet. Nice and curved, and instead of the regular shield and machine gun, it had the Rumdunsfunger automatic, that they could fire that somehow from inside. It's on a little shield. It's the same thing you see on a bunch of the Hetzers. So it's the same machine gun, but in a different, much different shield. Let's take a look at this one. Really nice camouflage. Both of these have their side skirts, and we'll get to the comparison in a second. And there's the back. The other side, and then the front. Look at the back first. You can always tell the difference from that angle, because that's the standard looking for the muffler, and the rear for the Mark IV body. So that's different. They always have the covers up here, where these are just have the grates. So that's different. And then if you look at if it's one with the shield, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4 standard. And this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 standard. Then line that up. Sort of on the back. So you see the Mark IV is slightly longer. Pretty much the same height. Casemates are pretty much the same. They did start to change them over the different marks of them as they went along in the war, but pretty much the same with the late war. And some of the Mark IVs did have that machine gun on there. And Mark IV's Stugs did have that. Look at the front. Big difference here. See how this is even? And here the driver's position is there. And that's farther back comparatively. And of course the front is different there, and the plates. And usually the Mark IV bodies had the extra track. Sometimes the Stug IIIs had the extra track. And as they went on, a little bit of the cupola changed, and then you can see some of the periscopes sticking up there. It's got some spare wheels, and it's one of the standard racks that they had for the Mark IV. Some of the same things, so the jack, fire extinguisher, and some of the tools. And of course the 3 wheels of the Panzer III and Stug III, and the 8 wheels, slightly smaller, and look at them. So at a glance, you got the 4. It's easy to tell that way. Easy to tell looking at the muffler. front. And you got to look and see look for that, and you can tell. And some of the Stug 3s did get the Salkoff mantlet, the rounder one. That was supposed to prevent shots from getting and deflect off because it was a rounder, smoother. And put some guys in between here. You can kind of see the height of it. Very nice, and there it is next to a building, high between a building and the side, and a narrow town. This is a nice pre-made building by IMAX, hard to find and expensive, rubbled. There you go in there, stairs and that, so good for diorama. And of course, wargaming, the man in there. Here, and then I have quite a collection of Stug 3s and Stug 4s, and I'll do more videos overview of them. And I have standard camouflage, and then I think I have might have a couple of in the white snow camouflage. And this is of course, with the long gun. The Stug 3 started out with the 75mm short, and then both of these have the variation that they call the Stu, which is instead of the 75mm gun there, it has a 105mm howitzer. I believe I did a video on that. If I did, I'll leave that at the end. If not, I'll leave another one that's appropriate for this one. And then one day I'll do a big roundup of all of them, from the gray early ones of the Sturmgeschutz III with the short gun, the Stus, the 4s of the different types, all the different paint jobs. I must have, I don't know, 2 dozen or so if you start adding them all up, from the types of the wars, periods of the war, I mean, early, mid-war, and late war. All right, that's a look at the Sturmgeschutz III, Sturmgeschutz IV, and some of the differences. Thanks for watching, everyone, and more World War II 172 scale videos to come.